Have you ever wondered how birds survive in the harsh desert environments? These arid landscapes are a hotbed of challenges. With blazing sun overhead, water sources are few and far between, while food is scarce and hard to come by. Yet, amidst the parched sand dunes, you'll find a variety of birds flitting about, unfazed by the inhospitable conditions. How is this possible, you ask? Well, these feathered inhabitants have developed some truly unique survival strategies. The desert may seem inhospitable, but these birds have found ways to thrive. In the face of blistering heat, desert birds have come up with ingenious ways to keep cool. Just think about it, they don't have the luxury of a shady tree or a cool stream to dip into, so what do? They adapt. Physical adaptations are the first line of defense. For example, some species have larger beaks that act like radiators, dispelling heat away from the body. Others have specialized feathers that reflect sunlight, reducing the amount of heat absorbed. But physical adaptations are just half the story. Desert birds also display unique behavioral adaptations. They tend to avoid the scorching midday sun, preferring to be active during the cooler parts of the day. Some species even soar high in the sky, where the temperature is significantly cooler to escape the ground heat. So while we may need air conditioning to survive the heat, these birds have their own natural cooling systems. Water is scarce in the desert, but desert birds have a few tricks up their feathers to stay hydrated. In this harsh environment, where every drop counts, they've evolved some amazing strategies. Many desert birds, for instance, can extract water from the food they eat. Whether it's a juicy cactus fruit, a plump insect, or a fresh seed, these birds utilize their meals to quench their thirst. Some species, like the mourning dove, have even been observed sipping dew off plants in the cool hours of dawn. And then there are those feathered adventurers who will cover vast distances to known water sources. They're like the avian equivalent of nomads, constantly on the move in the relentless pursuit of water. But perhaps the most fascinating of all are the birds that can metabolize fat to produce water internally. It's a remarkable adaptation that allows these birds to survive even when water is nowhere to be found. Just like a desert traveler finding an oasis, these birds are masters of locating water in the most unlikely places. Food is not easy to come by in the desert, but desert birds are resourceful hunters and foragers. In these arid landscapes where food is scarce, these avian survivors have developed a broad palate and a keen eye for opportunity. They're not picky eaters. From seeds and berries to insects and small mammals, they'll eat just about anything they can get their beaks on. To make the most of what's available, they've also become skilled at storing food for later. They'll hide seeds or carrion in secret caches, saving them for leaner times. Some species have even evolved to eat toxic insects or plants that other creatures steer clear of, their bodies uniquely equipped to handle these otherwise harmful substances. These adaptations are not just about survival, they're about thriving in some of the harshest conditions on Earth. In the face of scarcity, desert birds show us that with a little resourcefulness, survival is possible. Desert birds, against all odds, have found a way to call the arid desert their home. They've mastered the art of survival, adapting to extreme heat, locating scarce water sources, and making do with limited food. These birds are more than just survivors. They are innovators, pushing the boundaries of what life can endure. Their resourcefulness and adaptability are indeed a testament to the resilience of life, even in the harshest of environments. Next time you think about the desert, remember the extraordinary birds that have turned survival into an art.